tribute here to the people who made the mall possible, this couple. They made the Arnot Mall possible. I'm here at the Arnot Mall because we're doing our convention here at the mall, Twin Tiers Comic-Con. It's early right now, so most of the stores aren't open. This looks great, though. I need this sweater. Look at this. That is super cool. I'm a big fan of Nightmare Before Christmas. There's a lot of stuff here. This looks like it's going to be a fun place to have a convention. I've never been at one that's inside of a mall, but it's a good use of the space. You know, these former stores are very big. Look, that's where it said Sears. Here's my table. I'm in good company. A lot of artists are around me, a lot of comic book people. They've got the Blues Brothers car here, as well as the people from Christine. So the panel room is right in here, and there's also the wrestling ring here. They do wrestling at night at this show. I don't think I'll get to see the wrestling, but should be fun. Take a look at the floor. Every geek thing you could imagine you can buy here. Also, look at this. They've got Gotham City, that bike there. There's an R2-D2. And they've got a lot of decorations here that I like. Look over here, you can see they have these giant posters with different comic books on them. My table is actually next to a guy who does the artwork for the Archie covers, which is pretty neat. As always, you got lots of cosplay here and famous movie car. There's Christine. You can pay to get a picture with Christine. They also have a replica bike from Pee-wee's Big Adventure here. Here's the view from my table. The signing books, also giving away some stickers. I wanted to show you guys this. I don't think I've ever shown this on here before, but this bag was sewn and made for me by Dana Snyder. It's my bag that I keep all my Sharpies in here, and I keep my money in here when I have a convention. But he found this old fabric and thought it was just my type, and it is. One of my favorite things. Look at these costumes here. I don't know half of them anymore, though. I'm out of the loop on so much of pop culture today. I don't know what this thing is in front of me. Looks cool, though. I don't know what that is. You can see these ladies here with the helmets and the roller skates. They are roller derby girls. They're promoting their roller derby shows coming up. I love roller derby. Can I get one of those? Can I get one of those flyers?
So, find us on Facebook.
I will.
Our last game was last week.
So here's the flyer they're giving out. If you've never seen roller derby, I'm telling you, find it in your area and check it out. It's always great. The kids love Pikachu. I love a lot of the stuff they do for kids at these shows. They got these little droids you can play with, lots of other stuff. And I think it's important because I think it is important to keep this kind of stuff alive. So you got to introduce the next generation. There's a herring Arnot glider. This is the Arnot Mall. And that's from the Soaring collection. And there's another plane right above me here. Pretty cool. I went outside. I want to show you the outside of the building. Merchandise pickup would have been over here, and you can see where the Sears sign was. I loved Sears. I was a big fan. I would go to Sears to get my electronics and to get all my hardware and tools. I thought Sears was a great store, and it had a great run. I mean, it was around for a long, long time, but man, Tabletop gaming, still a big thing. Lots of different types of games, not just your traditional board games, which are my favorite, by the way, but lots of Dungeons and Dragons type stuff, and Magic the Gathering type stuff. Oh, look at this. I love that. I don't know what that's from, but that's awesome. Just a great model. But yeah, a lot of the games today, there's card games, and there's very involved gaming and people that are very into the gaming culture, which is very cool. And they've got a lot of different games you can check out here at the convention. I always wonder, like, as I'm walking through here, like, what was this part? Was this ladies' footwear? Are we in the lingerie section? Was this where the die-hard batteries and tools were? There's a raffle here. You can win a car, which is pretty cool. So that is not like a minivan. This is not a minivan that was in a movie. This isn't like the Are We There Yet minivan that Ice Cube drove. You could win that, though. Good times. They got a lot of ATMs. The company that makes the ATMs also says that they have video games and dartboards. And look at this. You get a tote bag. They've got these mystery boxes, so cool stuff in there. Again, I like all these I like a comic book show that has a lot of comic books represented, and I like seeing those big Batman posters, X-Men. I saw these plush. I don't know the deal with them, but I see a lot of people carrying them, so they're pretty popular. The wrestlers, they all have tables on the left-hand side up ahead. And, everything's kind of scattered throughout. Just completed the costume contest, so we did miss it. I wish I had gotten here in time, but I did want to see if we could take a look at some of the costumes from here. That's pretty cool. The wrestling event is coming up soon. It is a separate ticketed event, so you have to have a separate ticket for that, and you enter from the outside, so they're going to clear everybody out in a little bit. But man, cosplay. I mean, some of these people put so many hours into these costumes. It's just remarkable. That is something else. Good to see you. All right, I need my phone charger, so I'm going to the hotel room. All right, here I am at the Candlewood Suites. Looks pretty sweet. It's got your typical hotel room. Let's see how the view is. They're pumping the heat, which is not what I'm looking for, but it was super cold out there. Not bad, not bad. So I can make my own coffee in the morning if I want. I got some rags. I could do the dishes if I feel like it. Look at this. Fantastic. Looks like they're doing some kind of Pokemon game here in the mall as part of the convention. I wanted to show you some of the storefronts here that are empty. So this one says new business coming soon. You can see there's a sign in the background that says about Merry Christmas. So I think this has been deserted for a year because we're early in November, and I feel like if they had Merry Christmas up, they wouldn't have put it up yet, and they wouldn't have just closed. What was this? Look at this place. Oh, wait a minute. Look at this. So we've got pinball machines in here. It's like a whole row of This must have been an arcade or maybe a place where you could purchase these games. There's I think I see a Mortal Kombat 2 cabinet there. Let's take another look. I think I saw Asteroid, Mortal Kombat 2. Wow. Yeah, a bunch of classic arcades. Cabinets right in here. I think there's a Donkey Kong back there maybe. Yeah, it's sad to see. I mean, malls just aren't what they used to be. I think people just, we do our shopping online or in those big box stores. What was this store? This looks like maybe this was a glasses store. But again, they're not open and there's no products in there. This one's available for lease. There are some stores that I think this one probably is open certain days of the week, right? Let's see here. Yeah, it looks like they still have stuff in there. So it also could be that it's just too late at night. We've maybe missed the cutoff where this store closed. I know in the old days, the mall would always say, at least the mall in my area, they'd say, hey, if you had a store in here, you got to be open all the time. But maybe now it's harder to get tenants, and maybe you can, set your own hours. This may have been a restaurant or something. There's a sink on the left-hand side. I just don't know. Whatever it was, it is not anymore. There's some kind of kids place over here that is open, and actually there's still people in there. And then this store was open earlier, so they just must have closed already for the night. But this is a music store. Ooh, look at this. This is a digital piano. Okay. $6,000. I remember when everybody's house had a piano in it. When I was growing up, somehow every single person I knew had a piano. I love this Sears logo. I absolutely love it. So this is the other entrance, the other mall entrance for Sears. This side is not being used for the convention. And you can see it doesn't look like it's been used for anything for quite some time. It's just completely cleaned out. And it's available. I think this place up here might be a tattoo parlor. But they're closed now, but they were open. You can still get a pretzel. Annie Ann's always there for you. Another storefront here. Just don't know what it was. There's like a display case, completely empty. I guess this may have been one where it would advertise a store that was elsewhere in the mall, or maybe advertise this store, which I wonder what they were. I don't know what those things are. It looks like some kinds of inflatables or something that are rolled up and pushed into the corner. I don't know if they're, I don't know. It could be. Sometimes companies that, own these, maybe they store stuff in here, but another empty spot. Just empty shelves in there. Yeah. Yep. Whatever business it was, it is not anymore. Had a great time at the show, got to meet a bunch of people. It's very exciting. Sold some books, told people about the channel that didn't know about it, met some people that watch all the time, so that was super exciting. Shout out to Matthew, shout out to Jennifer and Ryan. Very cool meeting people that have watched these and say that they watch all the time, so I'm hoping they're watching right now. By the way, if you enjoy these videos, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Be like Fonzie. Give it a thumbs up and go, hey. I did not have any panels by myself today, but I did moderate 2 Q&As. One of them was with Stephen Williams, who is best known for being on the X-Files and Supernatural. I know him better for an episode of the A-Team he did. Completely, when I looked him up, I was like, oh, I remember him from that. He looks incredibly familiar. And he played a cop in dozens of movies and TV shows. And he was like one of those guys that he has over 130 credits. So it was like he was the boss on the head cop on 21 Jump Street. He was also on an episode of Give Me a Break. He was on an episode of Dukes of Hazzard. I mean, it was just you looked up his credits and I was like, oh my God. And his answers were very funny. I would say, hey, what was your favorite thing about working on this show? And he was like, the paycheck. That was kind of his answer. He was a very funny guy. He actually had not known that they were doing the panel until just before, and he had just ordered his lunch, so he ate his lunch on stage. Crowd loved him, and that was a lot of fun. The other panel I was very excited about. It was with 4 pro wrestlers. So Mario Mancini, who was an enhancement talent in the early 80s in the WWF. And he actually wrestled The Undertaker in The Undertaker's first ever match on WWE TV. And Mario Mancini, Barry Horowitz, who was another guy, enhancement talent, he used to do that. Paul Roma, one half of not only the Young Stallions, but also Power and Glory. And we got to talk a little bit about that because I went to SummerSlam 1990 with my grandmother. And we actually ended up talking about grandmothers at one point, and then we ended up talking about that match. But my grandmother leaned over the railing to yell at them. We were up high, and I mean, my mom was scared to death that she was going to fall over. But my grandmother didn't like that Power and Glory were beating up the Rockers, Barry Horowitz, and Just Incredible. So it was four wrestlers and me, and it worked out great, actually. I thought at first they wouldn't need a moderator. I was like, you four guys know each other, and they were like, no, come on up. And so I just stood up there and, fielded questions from the audience, and then sometimes took the question that the audience member had and gave it more context, gave it, said, well, on top of that, how would you say about blah, blah, blah? And so we all had fun, met some nice people. Really a good day and a great show. The people that run the show were super nice. They had a drink and draw event tonight that I went to. So the problem with the panels was because they weren't mine, I didn't record them for you guys. So I'm sorry about that. I wish I had some footage of them to show, but I don't. I liked seeing the mall though. I'm kind of fascinated with this whole dead mall thing, to look at these malls that have kind of died. And this one looks like it had, although this particular use of a dead mall, of an anchor store for a convention, great idea, just great. Tomorrow we're going to go around, see some wacky stuff. I've got a list of really cool stuff, including an ice cream place called King Cone, so stay tuned for that. And we're going to see all these sites around town, and then we're going to go to the convention for day 2. So that'll all be on the video tomorrow. So come back tomorrow at 2 o'clock and watch that. Right now, there'll be a box here and a box here. You can choose either one, because I'm in both. I'm going to see you tomorrow. It's going to be another fun day. Glad you're here. Glad we're together. Tune in tomorrow, 2 o'clock.